So like there's a little plaque there, and then Silva sponsored, so they have the Oak up, and they have a 24-hour monitor on it as well for people to follow the race and stuff like. So you know, you get to the end and there's a few people there and stuff like that, but you know yourself, it's every emotion under the sun. Sure, like I broke down, the tears came, the whys, the ifs, the whats, everything came. Like, it had nothing to do with the pain in the toes or the feet. They all disappeared for them few seconds, sort of thing. It was the pure release of emotion, like the shaking, just let a few roars out of yourself and stuff, and that's your kind of congratulatory to yourself.
How do you enjoy it? Is, I suppose, the feeling after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and after the roars, and how do you recover?
I tell you how I recovered. A lad that I had met the night before the day before the race, traveling across on the bus. I met him that morning as he was staying in the same hotel, and I didn't meet him at any stage during the race. And he was at the end line. I was after having a right chat with him. He actually finished 4 hours ahead of me. And in fairness, he came down to the end line with his mate. And when I came in, he was standing there waiting to congratulate me. And as I said, like, I only spoke to the man for about 3 hours. I hadn't spoken to him at all during the race, but and he literally turned around to me and he goes, "There's Guinness in the pub there." And in Nick went and came back out and went, "There you go, and there's a pint of Guinness for you."
Not a bad way to start the recovery.
Oh, James. And then I had to turn around and walk the kilometre back up the bloody cobblestones to go up to the aid station to get something to eat. And then the medics, because they had kind of talked to each other all the way across the race, wouldn't let me go until they gave me an evaluation to see that I need to go to the hospital, which now thankfully they didn't. But of course, the long and short of it, again, to make it even harder on Shane, hadn't Shane booked the pub where I got the pint of Guinness was also my accommodation. So I had to walk back down the hill.
Just roll down at that stage, Shane. Just roll down.
And then the next morning, got up out of bed and I had to walk back up the hill, get into my car and drive all the way back to Wexford. From the far side. 4 hours drive back to the boat, up on the boat, off the boat. And I got back here about 3:30 that night myself, back in Wexford.
Oh my God.
How did you make that journey the next day? Like, I think I would have just like, okay, I got staying another week over here because I can't use my feet. I'm way too tired. There's no way you're anywhere near recovered to make that journey back. Like that, bro.
I would have let them bring me to hospital. Okay.
Boy, this way, cruise control. I'm quite glad I had cruise control on the car, because I tell you, there wasn't a whole lot of gears and accelerating going on with my feet. I knew.
Yeah. No, I don't know after. Yeah. I don't know after. I read your blog on it. I was like, suffering. Had a nice curry chip. Suffering. Same thing. I saw the curry chip, like, oh, Eric might like a race like this. Then I read the rest of it, like, nah, Eric wouldn't like a race like this at all. I wonder if people listening are like, I'd love to do that challenge now, especially getting to the end and all the rest. But Jesus, there's a lot of suffering to get to that finish line. True. Like, I wonder if people are like, oh, that could be in the bucket list, or nah, he's on his own there.
Come here and I tell you, it got that much coverage on Instagram and Facebook because of the weather. It got that much coverage. We finished on the Wednesday. I'm going to say, I think it was the following Friday week, they released 2025's race. It was sold out in 48 hours.
My God.
Yeah, I reckon they got that much recognition. So there was 129 signed up to start. I think 120 started and only 64 or 69 finished, I think.
Would you do this again? Is this something you're after again? Or did you leave it all there?
You take the box.
And that's it.
What do you think?
You have to go bigger. You're not doing the same race.
Absolutely.
Do I dare ask about the spine after this?
No, so I'll tell you.
The 460 or?
I had made the decision, but I had made the decision that in 2 years, 26, I was doing 1 or 2 races. My sister lives in Phoenix, Arizona. So I was either going over there to do the Cocodona 250 mile race, which runs from just outside Phoenix, Sedona, all the way up to Flagstaff. So there'll be a lot of elevation. There's a lot of climatization because you're at elevation. Like Flagstaff is at 9,500 feet. Like, so you're going from, I think Sedona is at about 3,500. So you're climbing constantly. I was either going to do that, or I said I'd commit to the summer spying. But my wife kindly reminded me then that my daughter's Holy Communion will be that year. So I was like, financially, that's not viable. So for now, I don't know